Welcome to another episode of Art and Prayer. I am Reverend Rob McPherson. Today we will be praying with Loïs Mailou Jones' painting Brother Brown. To help us prepare for that, let me talk for just a moment about contemplative prayer. When I come to God in prayer, part of what I am seeking is that wonderful sense of being at rest, at peace, in the presence of the divine. Much of life is about being busy, about doing work, about the daily tasks of survival. In prayer, I step aside from that into a moment of Sabbath, of soaking up the presence of God. Prayer is not another thing to do, but a break from the doing. It is simply being present with God. Without such rest, I do not function well. I get anxious about things. I lose myself, my spiritual core, to the whirlwind around me. That is part of why I share these times of contemplation with you, to help us step aside and discover a place of renewal. Today's scripture from Matthew 11:28-30 draws upon that theme. As I read the scripture for the first time, simply let the words wash over you. Allow them to impart a blessing upon you. Don't dwell upon them, but accept them as a gift from God. Come to me, all you who labor and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon your shoulders and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart. Here you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. How do those words make you feel? Keep that feeling in mind as you look at our painting for the day, Brother Brown, by Loïs Mailou Jones. Brother Brown sits in a chair, cane at his side, a sack labeled potatoes at his feet, and smokes a pipe under a tree. He wears a wide-brimmed hat, suspenders, and his sleeves are rolled up. He holds something in his hands. It is a scene that suggests that work has been done, but now it is time to rest. Imagine there is another chair under the tree. Brother Brown invites you to take a seat alongside him. His face looks inviting, doesn't it? Yes, he looks like he wants you to join him. He invites you to set the fruits of your own work down on the ground. Now it is time for you to rest too. Brother Brown tells you about his day. Imagine the story of his day. What has he been about? What signs of that do you see in the picture? What has left him feeling tired? Why has he been carrying a sack of potatoes? Imagine the story of his day. He asks you about your day. What have you been doing? What have you been working at? What tires you out? What burdens do you carry like a sack of potatoes? Brother Brown then tells you why he comes to sit here in this place, why he has chosen this spot as his place of rest. Imagine what he tells you about why this is his place of rest. He then asks you, what helps you to find rest? Do you have any special places that you go? Any things you do? Let us read our scripture again. As you listen to it, I invite you to claim 1 or 2 words to focus on. Listen as I read Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all you who labor and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon your shoulders and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart. Here you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. What 2 words are you going to claim from this reading of Scripture? Take a moment and find them. Consider these words. Are these words that describe a pain or a challenge in your life, or are these words that describe what you desire or long for in your life? Repeat these words a few times to yourself. Let us look back at the painting of Brother Brown. Where do you see your chosen words demonstrated in the painting? Imagine the conversation with Brother Brown continuing and talking about those words that you have claimed from the scripture. What do you tell him about those words? How does he respond? Does he offer any advice or simply nod in acknowledgement? How does he respond? You have been easily talking with Brother Brown about these things. But remember that God is here too. God is present in our time of contemplation. Tell God about the words you have chosen. How does God respond to what you say? Continue listening as God talks to you about your words. If you have questions of God, ask them, and then listen again. Listen one more time to the scripture. Imagine God is speaking these words to you. Come to me, all you who labor and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon your shoulders and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart. Here you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Having heard God speak these words to you, do you have more questions for God? Ask them and give God time to answer. It is time to get up from the chair beside Brother Brown and move on. Thank him for the conversation, even as you thank God for the time of prayer. For me, this painting seemed to invite me into conversation. That is why I led it the way I did. There's something about Brother Brown that makes me want to sit with him and talk about life. But God also invites us into such conversation, a chat under a tree after a long day of work, discussions that move from the mundane things of everyday life into the deepest things on our hearts. I hope that today you are able to have that kind of conversation with God, that you not only shared, but listened for God's voice, helping you find rest. If you know of someone else that you think could benefit from this time of prayer, please share this video with them. Until next week, be blessed.